So today's interview is with Rebecca McGowan and Bradley Sinden. Both need no introduction as they're both well established in the fighting ranks of Taekwondo. So guys, thanks for coming on here. How are you both doing?
Yeah, we're doing good, thank you. Just getting through lockdown, trying to make the most out of it, just like everyone, I guess.
Yeah, cool. You're all right, Bradley?
Yeah, just like everyone else, everyone's in the same boat. If you can go out and do what you can do, get it done, then try not to eat your life away after that.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's it. I know I've been eating too much anyway. I can tell you that much. Sitting in's a nightmare. But so I noticed that there's lots of training in the garden and also in the shipping container. So how's that going?
Yeah, it's going well. My dad has a shipping container that he's got for all of his tools. So when we came up to train, made him move everything out of it. And yeah, we took that. We actually I had a gazebo in our back garden, but a windy night blew that away. So we had to move down to the container. So yeah, just been
That's
training
cool.
in there.
Yeah, it's good. I must admit, I saw your brother, you, and I'm sure he'll be happy that Bradley came up. As even I was starting to feel sorry for him when you started kicking lumps out of him. You know. So, but to be fair, I must admit, he's a lot tougher than I expected for a footballer.
Yeah, he was taking them pretty well.
Was it? Yeah, no, that's good. So, guys, what made you both come up to Scotland for lockdown? Because I've noticed that, like, some of the other athletes have stayed down in Manchester. Was it kind of something to do with your mum's cooking, Rebecca?
Oh, that was 100% it for me. He makes so much food. Yeah, I eat all.
That's cool.
But I was always going to come up, just because we didn't know how long we were going to have to stay down in Manchester, and I knew that I had, even if no one else came up with me, I had my little brother to train with. So yeah, I was always just going to come up and train up here.
No, good. And Bradley, you just came up just for the haggis?
Yeah, just like you said, I saw Ewan getting beat up a bit too much, and I was like, yeah, I'd be nice to him. Yeah. Nah, for us, if we had a space to train in Manchester, so like Jade has a garage, like Cho has an apartment complex where you can train, then in our house there's not really anywhere for us to train. So it were all about finding places for us and like getting best training possible, because especially when we first went into lockdown, we still didn't know what was happening with the Olympics. Yeah. So we didn't know if that was still happening or not. So it was just managing to get the best training we could do in the time then. No, it's took a bit of a weight off the shoulders. So you're still training to keep fitness up, and so when you go back, you're not completely rusty and like you're starting from fresh, but you know exactly where you're heading now.
Yeah. No, excellent. Good. And how are you finding Scotland? You enjoying it up here?
Yeah. Positives like getting home cooked meals every day, so don't have to do anything. Being the house guest, not anything. Yeah. But like you said, you train, then you're basically stuck in the house after that, so don't get to go out and enjoy things.
Yeah, that's it. That's cool. So guys, if you don't mind, could you give us a little bit about your background? When did you both become full-time athletes at GB, and how are you finding being away from your home, and any advice for young athletes looking to follow in your footsteps?
So I started Taekwondo when I was 4, and I started with King's Taekwondo in Doncaster, and I trained with them ever since until I came into the academy. Okay. And I joined the academy when I was 17. Me and Rebecca joined at the exact same time in July 2016. So it was actually a good time to join, because it was like in the build-up for the 2016 Olympics. So you got to be in and around, especially just starting out, you got to experience what it's like for the run-up and the training camps coming up to the Olympics. So it was a good experience to do that. Then knowing after the Olympics, everything's building up away to 2020.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a pretty similar start to Taekwondo. I think I started when I was 5, and I started at Caledonian Taekwondo club in Glasgow, and I was there until I moved down in the same time, July 2016. So, yeah.
Cool. Good. And what advice would you give to any of the younger guys wanting to follow in your footsteps?
For me, so like I trained with Kings when I from like until I came into the academy, but then I also trained at a lot of other clubs when we realised it's just about, especially if I think especially now a lot of club coaches are behind everyone, like because they all want you to get your athlete to be the best as possible. They're not going to hinder you in any way. So I went to Ultimate, I went to All Stars, I trained with NTC, and half through my junior days, that's who I went abroad with. I went away with Mark Moores and NTC and all them lads, and with them lads, especially as I went through each stage, it ended up like juniors, they had a lot of good lads, Ty, Cam, like Cam Davis as well, all training together, and it pushed us all very much. So I think it's just training as much as you can and getting any situation what comes. If it's like, if you can go to a different club, or like your club coach mentions a different training session at a different club or this and that. So it gives you that extra horizon of different athletes rather than just being comfortable in one set of space. Because you train with more different people, you find different fight styles, then you can build all that into one, and that gives you the best chance of getting to that top level.
Good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was really lucky as well at my club because I had loads of different training partners, and there was quite a few people my age, and I also was a bit bigger than the people my age, so I got to train with the adults. So yeah, just kind of like making the most out of training every session, even if like challenging yourself, even if you're struggling with training partners at your own club, try sparring with the adults. It's only going to make you better. It's not going to hinder you at all. So yeah, just making the most out of every training session, really.
Good advice. Yeah, good. So, out of all the services that are provided by GB, which do you feel makes you feel at your best the most? I mean, would it be like strength and conditioning, sports psychology, nutritionist, lifestyle coach? I mean, what would you say makes the difference for you as an individual?
I think personally for me, S&C is a big one. Obviously being in the heavyweight category, it's important that I need to be strong and even have like better fitness than the other girls. It's like quite a big advantage. And as well for me, like using it for rehab and stuff for injuries. So that's the biggest thing for me in making sure that I'm always strong and fit and healthy.
Bradley?
For me, it's definitely being lucky that we've got the physio team and the doctor all to ourselves. And so it's like when you club training, you get an injury and it's like, you can either train or you can't.
Yeah.
And then you don't know don't know how long you'll be back. You could wait, then come back in, but then you go and see a physio and you're there every day, so you could be like, rest a few days, where maybe in a training you might push on and then make it worse. So you know exactly what you've got to do and how to get back. And then so you end up missing the least amount of training you need to, so you can get back and still being able to push on to next things. But we're lucky because all our training providers, everything links into one. So we do work with every one of them. And then even if, say, I don't believe in one, well, don't believe, but yeah. I think I need less work in one. Even I still see them, I might see them a bit less than everyone else, but it's still them marginal gains you can get. And they all add up to make you the best.
100%, yeah, definitely. It is all the tiny little details, So yeah, no, good. Yeah. So describe your day right now, guys, and how would it differ from being in Team GB, obviously, So what's happening with your day right now, and then what would you be doing normally,
Yeah, so obviously just now we're quite restricted in how often we can go out the house and stuff. So we go and do one kicking session a day and like some sort of S&C, whether that just be in the house or maybe like going for a run or something. So we're trying to do like keep it as normal as possible, but it's obviously it's not to the same extent. But for me down in Manchester, I train like 2 or 3 times a day. Same with you, really. And the sessions they're a lot longer, and like the intensity is just a lot different. Obviously, because you've got a lot more training partners, you've got a lot more people pushing you on through the sessions. But yeah, we're trying to keep it as normal as possible, but there's differences, obviously.
Yeah, it's just a longer day.
Mm-hmm.
Because you end up waking up. So you wake up, then you decide what time you want to train, but then we end up going kicking straight away. Then we'll do S&C straight after. So if we're at the container, we'll kick and do S&C straight after. So we're just out at once in the day.
Yeah.
Or if we've got on Tuesday and Thursday, we've been doing more like a technical session, so a bit less than tactical. So just more about repetition, getting working on reps, like just be able to build technique up. Then straight from that, we'll go out and run. So then you finish by most of the time by 1 o'clock. Then between that and 1, between 1 and you go to bed, it's like, oh, what do I do? So then it's just binge watching TV series, playing games, just trying to keep yourself occupied and out of the fridge.
Not to eat.
Yeah.
We finish a lot later in Manchester as well, so like we'll be training till maybe 5 o'clock at night. So yeah, it's just a lot more condensed sessions. Whilst we're in lockdown.
Yeah. Then when you even if you do the same, even if we only like on Monday in GB, I still do only 1 kick in the 1 S&C, but in that time you then go and see the physios, then maybe you've got a meeting with a nutritionist, and you've got all these things added in what just spread your day out. So then it's like each day has been feeling like, is this day going to go over? But then it comes to the end of the week and you're like, where's a week gone? Because you've not done much in that space. You've not got their memories what created, and you're like, oh, what is the week actually done?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, definitely. So Bradley, you're currently second in the Olympic ranking, just behind Lee De-Hoon. You're one of the 5 GB athletes qualified for Tokyo. So does that mean you'll be going, or what happens with that procedure there?
Our qualification, so the World Taekwondo, if anyone's in a country is in the top 20. Mm-hmm. So basically between me and Christian, I qualified the spot being in the top 6, but anyone within the top 20 can be selected. So it's just between now and the selection meeting, and I can't remember when it's been pushed back to, because it was supposed to be in May, but because everything's been moved back, it'll probably move back until sometime next year. It's when we actually get the fighting season back up and able to go to competitions, put in the best performances I can to be the best looking to be selected, and only time will tell.
Both had lots of experiences, and some medals from the world, Europeans, Grand Prix, Grand Slams. I mean, which would you say is your best moment or result to date, and why? Who wants to start?
Mine's obviously Worlds. So like 2017 Worlds, like I went with not much. We knew I could do something, but then it wasn't like anything much major. Then picking up a bronze there, like felt amazing, but I was still annoyed that I didn't win. I knew maybe a different day, or like I picked up an injury as well before my quarterfinals, but it really hindered me the next day. I could have been on the top of the podium, so it really annoyed me. Like I remember people saying, "Oh, we still haven't got our first male world champion," and it really annoyed me because like I should have done it then. Mm-hmm. Then coming around to 2019 now, same again in a way. Like I was injured. I got injured again before, so I didn't train much up until Worlds.
Right.
But we knew I literally went and hammered my fitness, because that's really like a big part of my game, being able to push and just being able to keep going. So like smash that, and that's the only thing I could do then, being able to kick up again a few weeks before, then just being able to, and most of it was just having the confidence, going in there knowing like we did all this work on my fitness, knowing that I'll have the engine to keep going in the fights. And then like I knew it'd be hard in my semi-finals, and getting past that, it was like, all right, I can really do this, and managed to win in the final. And that's definitely my best moment so far.
No, definitely. It's good. It was good watching it. I must admit, yeah, very tense for us watching as well. But for you, it must have been a nightmare. But not at the time you wouldn't have been thinking, but you'd have been wanting to win. But for us, it was.
It's worse watching. Like I've watched other people fighting because you have no control in it. Then you can't control the outcome. Where even like I watch it back and when the last second against Lee Dean where he scores that punch in a fight, I knew we were going to score that punch, but I'm going to trade and I'm going to hopefully. And I'm more calm kicking than watching it back. I'm like, I shouldn't have done. Then back, you're like, that's risky, but in the fight, I'm like, that's what you need to do.
Yeah. Rebecca, what about yourself?
I think one of looking back, one of the best outcomes for me was probably getting to the semi-finals at the Slam. Just because it was obviously one of my first comps back after quite a big injury, and I think it gave me a lot of self-belief that obviously I could be up there with the best girls and doing well against them. But then obviously the 2019 Vegas Open, US Open, I got a gold there, and I managed to beat one of the girls that beat me at the Slam. So that was a big confidence boost for me that I'd improved, I'd gotten better, and I could have got a medal at the Slam. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that was a big one, winning for me.
The Gamjon, the toes are out here. The clock.
0.02秒出出
对，0.02秒出去，怎么回事
She makes it through.
？0.02秒呢？
So was that when you fought the Chinese girl, the Olympic champion one?
Yeah, that is.
You kind of missed that bit out, You're very humble there, Rebecca. Anyone else would have been like, yeah, when I beat the Olympic champion.
说那个，这是我最不愿意看见的画面。哎呦。
Zheng Xuyan exhausted.
郑淑英的泪水。
So no, it was really good. It was good to watch as well. That it was very like everybody's watching that foot for a while. But
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shall I go? Shall I go?
No, brilliant. That's good. So the lockdown being eased in England just now, because what date are we on just now? We're on the 14th of May. So there, obviously it's a little bit eased now. So is there any word of going back to training, or have you heard much about what's going on?
We've been given a couple of dates, but I think they're just trying to solidify the protocols for when we do go back and what training is going to be like and how they're going to keep everyone within the government guidelines. So yeah, we're just waiting on a definite date, just for them to figure that all out, and then hopefully we'll get back down pretty soon.
Yeah, that's it. You'll be missing everyone, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's it. It's all your friends down there, so it's good. So, do you both talk about Taekwondo all the time? Do you know each other's goals? So if I was to say, Bradley, what is Rebecca's goal? And then obviously, Rebecca, what is Bradley's goal? Could you answer it? Could you do that for me, guys?
Not even just Rebecca's, but everyone goal, like with all competitive athletes, we've basically got the same as win as much as we can, but then main ones, so like Europeans, Worlds, Olympics, they're like Olympic champion is everyone's end goal. Then it's all the competitions on the way.
Yeah. Rebecca, same? Bradley, the same?
Yeah, I think, like Brad said, everyone's the same, especially in our environment. You ask anyone and it's, the three big ones, Olympics, Worlds and Europeans, and just to be the best, really.
And I think GB's, they've got pretty much right now, in a sense that, you've got the Olympic champions, you've got the male and the female world champions as well now, So there's people there for others to follow, so they can, everybody training sees it, that's achievable. So let's do that, So your goals maybe were back in the day, I'd love to get to the finals or whatever, but now it's like, we've been as a nation, we've been at the finals of the Olympics, we've been at the finals of the Worlds, so yeah, we can do this. So I think it's really, really good, Definitely. Good. So recently I interviewed Jack Woolley, so the Scorpion Kick King, and he mentioned that you get a little bit upset that you know, he stole that kick from you, Rebecca? You know, have you taken some legal advice or anything? You know, is there what's going on with that?
I probably should. He uses it that often, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty good, you know. And I mean, I remember you were pretty good at it as well, to be fair, you know.
I learned that off of Subi Maikinen before the London Olympics. I used it all the time when I was a kid.
And do you still use it, or is it not part of the game for you? Or
not as much as I used to. Not as much as Jack uses it. I think he's claimed that one from me now.
Yeah. Oh, cool. And obviously, Bradley, one of your kicks I think is very good. Is, you know, when you're in close, you work so well in the clinch, and that axe kick, that leg, it just seems. I don't know if the top part of your leg is made of rubber or something, but it just seems to find that head every time, you know. So it's good.
Yeah, I've just been lucky that I've got a really, like, especially my left leg, my hip's really flexible in that side. So then it just makes it so much easier to work in the clinch, and then it's just the extra shots you can get if you can work at every distance. It just gives you extra opportunities to score.
Yeah, 100%. No, it's working. So yeah, definitely. That's cool. So guys, how do you both relax? I mean, Rebecca, I know that you do a podcast yourself, the Athletes Lounge, with one of your teammates. So that's really good. I've listened to a few of them. They're really good, you know. So, and also, Bradley, I noticed that you, previous to the lockdown, I noticed that you go to a lot of the local competitions and club competitions up and down the nation, to be honest. I mean, is that so you can give something back to the grassroots, or is it to help you relax? Or
it's just something I've always done, so it's more of a routine. Like, so even because like I like corner judged, so I still helped out that way. I've done a bit of coaching. Then I went to all the competitions before I came into the academy, and then it just, even like before I was 18, he's still in the academy. I used to go down with mum, then it just stayed on with that, and it's just, then it got weird. It got a bit like, not weird going to the competitions, but then when people are like, oh, can I have your autograph and stuff like that, and you're like, heh. And then it's the opposite when some people like other teammates from GB go down, and they're like, but then there's like, because they see me every day, I was like, especially my club, it's like, yeah, it's just Bradley, and you're like, that's more like it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's just that person, rather than, and then even like when people say, yeah, but you've done all this, and you're like, I still don't see myself there yet, but because that's just who I am. It's weird.
Yeah. But I mean, I personally, because I'm obviously coaching a lot of the young guys and that, I mean, when we went down, I mean, we went to Craig and Ross's competition, and you'd come up to that as well, and a lot of them were like, oh my God, it's Bradley Sinden, you know. So I think it's really good because it gives them, they can see their idol, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay watching YouTube, the fights and stuff like that, but to see you there, I think it's really important for them, you know. And to see as well that you're a normal guy, you're very humble, you know what I mean? So I think it's a good thing for them, you know.
I think we've got a lot better as a team, especially because it's a younger team as well. A lot of us are a lot younger.
Yeah.
Especially I remember when when I was younger, you didn't really see many at competitions. You hardly saw them, or they hardly interacted then, especially like then say like Latalo like really interacting with everyone, like he's really like out there guy, like, or gets loads of pictures, like really talks to everyone. And then it's just everyone else now is like, we're all a lot more just out there, and because we're a lot younger, we like going to the competitions and seeing how people fight and seeing the young ones. And then it's just become more of a norm now.
No, that's good. Huh? Good. And Rebecca, your podcast and stuff like that, what are you doing to relax?
So me and Maddie started our podcast a couple of weeks before lockdown, actually. So kind of lockdown put a bit of a damper on that one. We've not quite figured out a way to do it yet. But we just done that. I think we came up with the idea of it just to talk to the people amongst our team, not just the athletes but the staff as well, because we all know each other in Taekwondo, around Taekwondo. We all know what we've done throughout Taekwondo, but like, we spoke to Nabila and Amy for the first episode, and we found so much out about Nabila that we didn't actually know, because it's just not the sort of stuff you talk about in and around training. So we got to find out a bit more about her past and how she got into the media industry, and then we got to speak to Cho and Latalo, and we found so much out about them, about when they were kids and them growing up, and just finding out about different people's stories and how they got into the team and stuff. So yeah, we've done it, something to keep us busy, another extra thing to keep us busy, but also for people to find out more about in and around the team.
No, it's good. Yeah, definitely, it's good. So TikTok, you know, it always seems to TikTok seems to be so massive now. I mean, I've got an account, but I've not done anything on it. The kids here keep telling me I should do some dancing and stuff, but I'm fine. I'm okay. You know, but I noticed that obviously, Rebecca, you've got loads on there.
Yeah.
There's some taekwondo and some other stuff as well. I noticed there's some good training clips on there as well, which I really enjoy watching. But Bradley, I've not seen much of you dancing. I mean, is this something you're going to start, or?
I very much doubt it. I'm not a social media person at all. I never have been. I've been like, even like when you see people where they're really outspoken or they'll just talk to anyone, I'm a bit more like to myself. That's always have been. So and I know I should do social media, but it's just hard to get yourself around to doing it.
You know, when you get that gold medal at the Olympics, then you can start doing the social media, you know. Then you can put the necklace, you know, you can put the medal around a wee fancy dance if you want, you know.
Yeah, I'm quite the opposite. I'll do most things on TikTok. It's already on there.
Exactly. It's good fun, you know. So no, it's cool. So maybe watch your space, Bradley.
Yeah, doubt it. Doubt it.
Okay, that's cool. No problem. Right, so guys, how's the takeaway situation? Are you getting quite a lot of takeaways, or is it just when you get a movie or anything like that?
We've only actually had one since we came up. We don't really eat takeaway very often at all.
Yeah.
But I think
it's because they've all been closed. That's what it is.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, there is. Last Friday, I think it was, Mum and Dad had been out painting the back garden, painting all the fences, and she couldn't be bothered cooking, so we got a takeaway that night. But
cool.
That's all we've got.
Yeah, it's good. No, definitely. And have you been watching? Do you watch a lot of TV and films and Netflix and that? I mean, yeah, you do. So what would you recommend? Or
I rewatched all of How I Met Your Mother.
What was that one? Sorry.
How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
It's like a sitcom. It's really good. Then I like just before lockdown, I watched The Office. Rewatched all that. We've been watching Vampire Diaries.
I didn't watch that.
But then a bit of everything, like Rick and Morty. I watch basically everything. It's just because when you come back in from training, even like before lockdown, you'll lay on the bed and you'll be like, oh.
Yeah.
You're like, I really can't. And it's the worst thing to do when you come from training. You lay on your bed and you're like, oh no, I need to get my life sorted. I need to get a shower. I need to get food. And you're like, I really don't want to move. So and like you get everything sorted, then you get straight back in your bed, put the TV on, like, or that, or basically play a load of games like with Mason.
Okay. No, so are you a big gamer?
It depends. Like, I like a lot of campaign games.
Right. Okay.
There haven't been many out. Like Halo 2 came out yesterday on the PC. So me and my uncle have been smashing multiplayer on that. So we've nearly finished that. Then we'll be like, well, they'll be complaining that Halo 3 is not done yet.
I don't watch nearly as much TV.
Right.
No, I when I go home, I just talk with the girls. Me and the girls will do stuff. Yeah.
No, that's cool. Good. I mean, like I said earlier about Jack Woolley, he surprised me because he was like, "Yeah, I don't watch Netflix. I just watch The Chase." and I was quite surprised at that. But everybody's different, and that's a good thing about it, you know. So I mean, some people like watching TV, some people watch series, some people watch movies. You know, it's fine. And like you say, I think a lot of people don't realise that when you come home from your training, you are exhausted, you know. So it's really difficult to do something else when you know that you've maybe got another session coming as well, you know. So I think. Do you prefer series to films or?
bit anything what like watch, like when you see someone new come out, watch a trailer, and if it just interests me, I just stick it on, and if it like, then as soon as it like, if it catches me, I'll end up watching it all. And like, especially I really like it when it's like you put something on what you haven't realized about, like when it's like an old TV series, or and you're like, oh, I didn't know that were out, and then you're like, oh, how many series it's got? And it's got about 8 series, and you're like, that's what I'm going to be watching for the next like few weeks. You're like, yeah.
I've watched Grey's Anatomy twice through. There's 16 seasons of that.
Okay. Michaela, my partner, she loves Grey's Anatomy, you know. So
I love it so much.
I'm not sure if it's because the medical side or if it's the doctors. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure about that. But,
Doctors.
that's it. Yeah. Okay. So guys, one last question, because I know you're definitely getting out into that container to do some more training. So just one last thing. So for coaches and for young athletes, what clicked in your head that made you believe in yourself to get to where you are today? Was it something your coach said, or was it an athlete who inspires you, or have you always had the self-belief to drive forward to succeed?
For me, I can't say like one thing what clicked in my head. And I know the point where I started, like everything just started turned and everything just went my way, like started like helping me. But I think a lot of it's like, so just belief from a lot of different people. Mm-hmm. So Martin Baker, my coach for King's Taekwondo, like always believed in me from like, basically as soon as I started kicking, he said to my mum, like, I'm going to be really good then. Having my mum always like support me in, even when like competition didn't go well or I had a little strop, she was still always there, like pushing me, even like when I say one day you just didn't want to go training, like you want to go out with your mates, and like she made me go. And then like back then as a kid, you didn't appreciate it, because you'd rather be like maybe sometimes out with your friends. But I'm glad she did it, because I probably wouldn't be where I am today without that. And if someone's turned around to me and like, would you do the same again? I'm like, yeah, easy. Like I had a goal since I was young. I always wanted to be one of the best athletes in the world, if not the best. And without people on different scales pushing me, so my mum, my coach Martin, then Mark Morse when NTC coached me abroad late years, pushed me all the way, and even like doing like different seminars. So I did seminar with Martin Stamper, like Sarah Stevenson and Steve Jennings, and they were always like, you're going to be really good if you, especially like things come easy to me quite a lot. And sometimes you could tell that, where say you could tell in a session if something wasn't pushing me as much. And then Steve Jennings come over and were like, you're going to be really good, but even when things aren't really pushing you where you are, like you're the best, you still need to have your head down and get on with it, because even if you're improving a small amount, you're still improving. And if you just think, oh, this isn't, you're not gonna. So being able to push yourself. And then like the turning point for me, it's like I always did well, but then abroad I just for some reason didn't perform. And then I don't know what switched. I just then won competition. So Commonwealth in 2014, just turned up that day and then won that. Then won the Dutch Open in 2015. Then that was basically the turning point. Everything from there. Then I won the Junior Euros, and everything from there just kept going up and up.
Cool. Rebecca?
I think for me, I've always, like, for as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to go to the Olympics, be Olympic champion. I think it's just, like, as soon as I started Taekwondo, I just fell in love with it. It's always been something I enjoyed. It's never been something that, like, it was a chore for me. I've always just enjoyed it. And it was always either be a professional athlete or be a doctor for me. And, yeah, like, for as long as I can remember. So yeah, it's always been something that I wanted to do. I think honestly from after the first few years of doing it, when I found out that I could go to the Olympics, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to the Olympics. And I was quite lucky because I done well when I was younger, cadets and juniors. It was just, I was lucky enough to do well at competitions from that. So I think the more I done well, the more I started to realise, oh no, I actually can, like I can go to the Olympics. And the more I realised I could, the more it pushed me to do it, and the more it pushed me to do well, and like never wanted to lose at all. So yeah.
Good, excellent, guys. Yeah, no, I mean, definitely you've got the right attitude, to be honest. And I think it does help that you're surrounded by other people that are the same mindset, you know. So yeah, no, excellent, good. Well, thank you very much, guys. I'll just I just want to say thank you to you both, Rebecca and Bradley. I've really enjoyed the interview. I hope you have as well. I wish you both continued success, and we'll be looking forward to watching you both on the mats when this is all gets back to normal again, you know. So thanks, guys, and have a great day. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
Same to you.